Lol. Yeah, it's not looking too good, and whilst I don't think a lot of the hate is justified, I see where a lot of people are coming from because this just isn't what we were expecting. So yeah, oi lads, Crypto here, and today we're going to be talking about new Tales from the Borderlands and why most people just aren't impressed by this at all. Yeah, it's been a while since I've made one of these videos where I talk about the issues within the franchise, but that's mainly because whenever I do, people just act like I assassinated Franz Ferdinand. But my last few videos have all been positive. You know, I've evened out my Red Dead Redemption honor bar and I'm ready to go again. Fans of the Crypto Hates Borderlands playlist are literally tearing up right now. This shit is a bigger return than the 5-second Walter White cameo in Better Call Saul. Yes, we got a Breaking Bad reference in. But fear not, like I said, whilst I think a ton of the most of the hate is justified, a ton of it isn't, and this game seems to have one or two things going for it, which we'll cover after talking about the negatives. So without wasting any more time, roll the intro card. So, New Tales was announced on the 23rd of August this year, and the fact that we're getting somewhat of a sequel is kind of amazing. The original game brought so many new fans into the franchise and was a huge success all around. I know that because the greenhead extra from Scare PewDiePie 2 himself even played it. But now, what made that game successful? Because it sure as shit was not the gameplay, unless you're playing the mobile version, I guess. The characters and the story is the correct answer. So now, how about we make a sequel to the game, but forget about the main cast from the original and replace them with these DeviantArt users? Like, let's be honest, these guys just don't seem interesting at all. Except Octavio. Octavio seems like a goat, man.
As long as I move only when he's not looking, he'll think I'm just a harmless little ammo box.
But the other two... When we first got that trailer for the original game with Reese and Fiona in Marcus's shop, the characters seemed so interesting because you would just never expect to see a Hyperion lackey and a Pandoran outlaw working together. This sort of chemistry and enigma, I learned that word like last week, by the way. I'm so glad I can finally use it. Between characters just doesn't exist anymore, and I think that's the main thing that's throwing people off. And let's not forget how they're not following up on the ending of the original game. It's been 8 years, guys, come on. I think a big problem that links into this point is that they're adding way too many new characters into the franchise as well. My issue with this is that we have way too many characters now to the point where no one gets an actual conclusive ending to their story anymore. Yeah, Jack had a good ending, but that's because it's Jack, right? It's to be expected. But yo, do you remember the characters like the Watcher, Athena, Emily Swan, Sasha, and Dr. Zed, who are crucial to the franchise's lore but haven't shown up in almost a decade? That's because there's just too many characters to focus on. And introducing 3 new main characters really doesn't help, man. It just kind of backseats them even more at this point. Now let's get the obvious out of the way. This metaphor is a good one. I was very proud of it. Okay, ready? Wonderlands. Gearbox pretty much jizzed in our mouse with the DLC and didn't clean up the mess with any hotfixes or patches. You can't tell me that's not good, man. Hello there. Post-editing Crypto here, and I just wanted to add that I recorded this video days before you're seeing it. I'm a slow editor, alright? So today, the day when this video should be released, Gearbox actually dropped a patch to fix a ton of things in Wonderlands, which... good on them. I mean, they raised the chaos cap to 100, which, how tone deaf can you be at this point, man? But that's besides the point. Yeah, I just wanted to add this in here before someone hits me with a but Crypto in the comments. I know, okay, I know. Like, deadass, they've done this twice now. They finish a game's DLC lifecycle and just end up dropping the whole game. Forget about crashes, bad matchmaking, and all the other unfixed issues you could ever imagine. It's time to announce a new game. It honestly just feels like they're rushing everything, man. So, what has this resulted in? Very poor trust. People were ecstatic when Borderlands 3 was announced, but now everyone's just skeptical, and can you blame them? Especially when they're dropping a deluxe edition for Tales. Like, what? Tales? Now, I should mention that this deluxe edition deal isn't too bad as it doesn't have any DLCs. It's legit just cosmetics and shit like that, but still, like, why? Old Tales didn't do this, and that game still had unlockable cosmetics. Now this one's here to steal the show, everyone knows about this. I just want to talk about Gearbox's horrible marketing again because, man, it's still so bad. New Tales from the Borderlands launches in literally under a month. It drops on October the I already forgot, man. This just proves my point. Let me check. October 21st. And we have had one trailer and one section of gameplay shown to us. Yup. That's unless you count this as marketing, of course. I actually want to die, man. But hey, at least they reminded us when the game drops once within the last 2 weeks, so that's a bit of an improvement over the usual. Now, this is a point that I see thrown around a ton, and that's that this game was made by Gearbox, in-house, like Telltale had nothing to do with this, meaning everything is written by the Gearbox writers. See, personally, I'm not too worried about this, especially after Wonderlands, because the main story in that game was pretty damn great, but I do understand where people are coming from. It really all depends on how long this game has been in development for, because it could have been written when Gearbox was still in their poop phase. Let's hope it wasn't. And finally, this is a minor but personal one. Why do the characters move their hands so much? It's like when you're watching TV and you're deaf, right? So you have them people signing to you explaining what's going on. Like, why is it so excessive? But yeah, those are all the negative points I have. They're pretty bad, okay, I know. But we're now gonna move on to the positive section and talk about what this game is doing right, which isn't too much, to be honest. Roll the intro card, baby. I'm pretty sure we all think it's universal at this point that picking TDR as the main villain was an amazing idea. Like, we've wanted to see these guys for years and we're finally getting them. That just excites me so much, man. Though I do worry for the CEO of the company. You're telling me this fucking Hotel Transylvania looking ass resident is responsible for guns with legs? Man, she better have some incredible sense of humor, because so far the looks do not match the TDR brand personality at all. I swear to God, if the monster coming out of that vault isn't a gun with legs, we will actually riot, man. And speaking of the vault, giving us guardians in this game is great. I'm glad they're finally getting the respect they deserve, because like, where the fuck were they in BL2 and the original Tales? But yeah, they look menacing, and I'm glad our main cast of characters actually seem terrified of them, because let's be honest, if this was BL3, our protagonists would probably call them turd farmers 59 times and make some sort of shit joke like, oh my god, I'm more scared of taking turds than fighting you. And finally, for my list of positives, we have the art style, but I'm sure that goes without saying, because the artists at Gearbox always outdo themselves, man. And yeah, that's it. Like I said, it ain't much, but I'm trying to get on Santa's good list this year. We're approaching Christmas. But yeah, fellas, those are my thoughts on new Tales from the Borderlands. What do y'all think? Are you in the same boat as I am? Obviously, if you ask me, the negatives outweigh the positives, which is really hard to say considering I love the original game so much, man. Let's just hope the actual release is better than what we're currently seeing. And yeah, that marks the end of the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. I make content all things Borderlands and it helps me out a lot. I make the greatest content of all time. You won't regret it. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay classy. Peace.